Hello students, welcome to the class of English literature. Today we are going to start a new poem and its name is The Tiger and the Deer, composed by Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, who was born on 15 August 1872 in West Bengal and he died on 5th December 1950 in Pondicherry. Sri Aurobindo Ghosh was an Indian philosopher, yogi, guru, poet, and a nationalist. He joined the Indian movement for the independence from British rule. For a while, he was one of its influential leaders and then became a spiritual reformer, introducing his visions on human progress and spiritual evolution. Uh, his literary works include The Life Divine, The Synthesis of Yoga, and the third one is Savitri, an epic poem. In our syllabus for BA Part second students, we have two poems by Sri Aurobindo Ghosh. The one which we are going to study today is The Tiger and the Deer, and the second, which we have read earlier, named Transformation. Today's poem, The Tiger and the Deer, this is a short didactic poem. It is a contrast between good and evil, innocence and experience, and life and death. The poem begins with a description of the tiger who is advancing towards a deer who is drinking water at a pond and kills it. In the poem, the tiger stands for death, darkness, and arrogance, and the deer suggests innocence, softness, and love. Now we will move towards to our text. This is the text of The Tiger and the Deer, the poem which we are going to analyze or explain. Brilliant, crouching, slouching, what crept through the green heart of the forest, gleaming eyes and mighty chest and soft, soundless paws of grandeur and murder. The wind slipped through the leaves as if afraid lest its voice and the noise of its steps perturb the pitiless splendor. Hardly daring to breathe, but the great beast crouched and creeped and crouched a last time, noiseless, fatal, till suddenly death leaped on the beautiful wild deer as it drank, unsuspecting, from the great pool in the forest's coolness and shadow, and it fell and torn, died, remembering its mate left soul in the deep woodland, destroyed the mild, harmless beauty by the strong, cruel beauty in nature. But a day may yet come when the tiger crouches and leaps no more in the dangerous heart of the forest, as the mammoth shakes no more the plains of Asia, Still then shall the beautiful wild deer drink from the coolness of great pools in the leaves shadow. The last couplet, the mighty perish in their might, the slain survive the slayer. Here in this poem, the opening lines describes the magnificence of the tiger, how it is brilliant, it is looking very brilliant, and how it crouches, how it slouches, and how it crept through the green heart of the forest, from the green dense forest. His eyes are gleaming, his chest is mighty, his paws are soft and soundless and full of grandeur and murder. The wind is also afraid, and it slips through the leaves as if afraid, and it is not making any noise because its noise can disturb the pitiless splendor, means tiger. Hardly daring to breathe, the wind is hardly daring to breathe. It means it's moving very slowly. But the great beast crouched and crept and crouched, and last time noiseless, fatal. Here in these opening lines, we can clearly see the poet Aurobindo Ghosh is making a description of tiger. It's about its shiny eyes, paddled noiseless paws, and majestic chest. Silently and stealthily, it makes its way towards a beautiful, innocent deer who is drinking water from a pond. Till suddenly death leaped on the beautiful wild deer as it drank, unsuspecting from the great pool in the forest, coolness and shadow. Now again we are start from the very first line. Here the word crouching. Crouch means the act of bending low with limbs close to the body. In Hindi we can say dubakna. Here the tiger, who is very brilliant, tiger is of yellow fiery color, and it crouches and slouches. Slouch means assume a drooping position, means कंधे झुकाकर चलना, आगे झुककर चलना. As we can see in the picture, look at the picture at your screen. Here the tiger is crouching. In this picture you can also see tiger is slouching. He is assuming a drooping position. His shoulders are close to the earth. What crept through the green heart of the forest? Gleaming eyes. Tiger's eyes are gleaming. His chest is mighty. His paws are soft and full of grandeur and murder. Means they are very murderous type. The wind slipped through the leaves as if afraid lest its voice and the noise of its step perturb the pitiless splendor. Hardly daring to breathe, but the great beast crouched and creeped and crouched last time, noiseless, fatal, till suddenly death leaped on the beautiful wild deer at it drank, unsuspecting from the great pool in the forest, coolness and shadow. Here in these lines, the poet is saying that at last he makes an attempt to kill the deer who is drinking water unsuspectingly from the great pool in the forest. Then what happens? He kills it, he torn it, and the deer died, remembering its mate who is left alone in the deep woodland. Then the poet says, destroyed the mild, harmless beauty by the strong, cruel beauty in nature. But a day may yet come when the tiger crouches and lives no more in the dangerous heart of the forest. In these lines, in the last lines of the poem, the poet closes this poem with a note of optimism. He says, in spite of the various blows of death and darkness, life is a thing to be enjoyed. Sufferings are not eternal. He teaches the lesson that who are those who harm others will be destroyed like the mammoths. मैमथ एक प्रकार का विशालकाय हाथी जो आज विलुप्त हो चुका है। हम उसकी तस्वीर स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं। दिस इज़ द पिक्चर ऑफ मैमथ। इट वाज 2 or 3 fold more in size in comparison to today's elephant. Now it has become extinct. Here the poet says that who harm others will be destroyed like the mammoths. The mammoths shook the plains of Asia once upon a time, but it is extinct now. Since the tiger kills and harms other animals, the same fate of mammoth would come to it also. And then the deer would drink the water without any fear. Thus, the poem expresses poets' longing for a peaceful and harmless world. Look at these lines. Still then shall the beautiful wild deer drink from the coolness of great pools in the leaves' shadow. Means when the tiger will become extinct like the mammoths, still then the beautiful wild deer will be in the nature, and then they will have no fear. The last two lines are very beautiful and important. The mighty perish in their might, the slain survive the slayer. It means the mighty or the dangerous will perish in their might, their power will destroy themselves. The slain survive the slayer, and the innocent will be in presence. This was the explanation of this poem. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.